Attention all small biz owners. At the UPS Store, you can count on us to handle your packages with care. With our certified packing experts, your packages are properly packed and protected. And with our pack and ship guarantee, when we pack it and ship it, we guarantee it. Because your items arrive safe or you'll be reimbursed. Visit the upsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. The world of fast fashion has complicated clothing production by outsourcing around the world to whoever can sew them the cheapest. And now you, the consumer, are paying the price with rising costs. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. So when you buy from American Giant, you're taking a stand for hardworking people, local communities, and quality clothes. American Giant directly supports American manufacturers and ensures you aren't footing that tariff bill. Support American-made, tariff-free clothing with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com.
Welcome to Yap About It, your go-to podcast for everything pop culture. We're here to talk about the latest gossip, TV shows, music, and movies that keep us talking.
Yep, if it's blowing up your timeline or making those group chats go off, we're talking about it.
So grab your popcorn, your headphones, and maybe even a glass of wine, and let's yap about it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Yap About It. I'm Lauren.
I'm Elisa.
And I'm Christina. Today we're diving into your weekly dose of pop culture news and a few wild headlines you might have missed.
Let's yap about it.
All right, now for a few quick hit stories to start the show. In relationship news, Nina Dobrev and Shaun White have split after 5 years. According to Page 6, they split due to misaligned values. And they have, been engaged for about a year now?
Yeah, I would say it's
it
about
was almost at the year mark.
Yeah, because I remember it was like in the fall of last year, sometime around the holidays.
Yeah, they've been together for a while. But yeah, as far as engagement, it's been almost a year.
Yeah, so this is crazy. I was surprised. I was not expecting this. What about you guys?
I wasn't.
No,
yeah.
I wasn't expecting
I actually
that.
didn't think that this was PR. I thought that this was
I
think this was a real
same.
a real couple. And they seemed really happy together. They always were posting pictures of them going on all these vacations together. And
oh yeah, like Nina was already doing that before she met him, and then it's like it was just amplified.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they have a lot of the same friends and just really blended in with each other's lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm looking at the article from Page 6, and it looks like Shaun was very ready for marriage and kids and all that comes with that. And she wasn't really looking for that, I don't think, right now.
That's interesting.
Isn't
Isn't that also why her and Ian ultimately split?
Stop. Bringing up the old dirt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. There was so many rumors around that because there was different rumors about, I don't know, just shady stuff from him too. That it was like, I don't know what to believe or think. But ultimately, do you think that was why, Elisa, that she just wasn't ready to settle down? I mean, she was younger when she was with Ian.
Yeah, I think definitely when she was with Ian because, she was younger then, still like really kind of starting off her career.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised to hear that again now because I thought she would have been more ready to settle down now, especially with getting engaged to him and everything. You think that's what she was wanting.
You would think they would talk about that.
Right. Like after 5 years.
Before
something you might want to talk about.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's just a switch, and it just kind of shows where we are in the world too, because I feel like usually it's the other way around. Like women are begging the man to settle down. I mean, I don't really care about the roles, but it's interesting to me that it'd be like, I guess he's a little older than her, right? I think he's almost 40. Let me look into that.
Yeah, fact check that.
Yeah, fact check it, because I think she's 36.
I feel like he would be a little older, right?
I think she likes older guys, which I can't blame her. Oh, he's 39. I mean, yeah, he just turned 39 because his birthday was like early September. So
Okay, so
39.
Okay.
So that could play a factor too, you know. Apparently, allegedly, he was the one that wanted to settle down more, and she wants to, you know, focus on her career.
Yeah, and I'm seeing in this page 6 article from a source that there was love there. They had an incredible time with each other, but since they weren't nurturing what they had and growing it into something more, the most logical thing to do was break up before they ended up hating each other or entering into a loveless marriage. Wow.
wow.
I got
That
dark.
got really dark.
It's better to break it off now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean,
than
at
to
least
go
they came
forward.
to that conclusion before they actually got married and then had like a whole messy divorce or ended up resenting each other down the road.
Yeah.
It said that she got cast. I guess this is gonna be a big movie. It happened one summer. She got cast in that, so she'll be working on that. You know, I feel like we have kind of. It's like out of all the celebrities, I feel like we, not that we know her, but interesting fact for our listeners, we were extras on the set of Vampire Diaries, so we've seen her in person. Like, I've been in the trailer with her because I've been at Photo Double. I think y'all have been really up close with her. Like, we've been like up close and personal with her, seen her behind the scenes, you know, more than we would have had any other interaction with any other celebrity. So for me, and like, it just kind of hits different, you know, than if it would be.
Feels like
feels like we kind of
My
know
close
her in a
friend
way.
Nina broke off her engagement.
Yeah, like we're like, what, Nina? No.
I thought she was so happy.
Yeah, and we were rooting for her because, you know, I mean, we're Vampire Diaries girls. We were fans, and, you know, people were upset about how Ian and her didn't work out. So I was definitely happy, and I was surprised. And I guess she was there. She was throwing a little bit of shade on TikTok, I guess, like with these TikToks that nobody thought of, because on TikTok you could do any kind of sound, and honestly, and people aren't going to think of it because they're like, oh, you're just doing a trending sound.
True.
But I guess they had subliminal messages. Like, what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, especially with them, like, or her posting them right before the news came out about them breaking off their engagement. I definitely think there were some subliminal messages behind those videos.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it might have been some drama. Like, they might. I mean, I think the statements I've read have said there, or yeah, like what Lauren said, they just didn't want to continue and be in a loveless marriage. But it might have been some drama there too, some dramas.
Well, in the TikTok, the voiceover says, "What's your advice for women trying to fix their man?" And then Nina lip syncs the sound and says, "Listen, Bob the builder, he's got 10 other women trying to fix him too, and you all look like a damn construction crew." So I don't know.
Dang. So yeah, that's conflicting messages from him wanting to settle down. So it could be either or, like, you know.
Right. Like, do you think he was cheating on her or had all these other side pieces?
I hope not. But we don't.
I don't know. It kind of seems like that's the message we're getting from Nina.
Yeah.
But
There has been a blind that I've heard on another podcast on Chicks in the Office. It was like, I know the blind on Dumois, that there was somebody, he was out, and it was somebody overhearing him having a heated discussion with somebody on the phone about some girl. And they were her. Yeah. Yeah. So it doesn't, I don't know about her, something about her.
Interesting.
So it might not, they might be just trying to save face and like at least respect each other publicly, but there might be some messiness behind the scenes.
I think there's some
I don't know.
messiness.
Yeah, I think there has to be something else is going on, because it just doesn't make sense for them to be splitting up after a year being engaged. And it's like, okay, if you guys really didn't have the same values, and you would have figured this out before now. It's been 5 years. You guys are 36 and 39. Like, it's not like you were early 20s. Exactly.
I feel like you would, I don't know, just you would talk about that. I mean, some people still don't. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. I just feel like with the TikTok edition too, that it is probably some messiness. Like, I don't think it's just that. But they're just trying to keep it under wraps maybe, but she's still trying to like maybe tell us something different in her own way.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep tabs on this to see if anything else comes out.
It's reminded me of the Ian thing, because it's like there still seemed like it was some subliminal messages, or there was some messiness, like, and it might have been just fans or people trying to stir up the pot, but like, it's like they saved face and like, no, we still love each other. We're still good co-stars. We're still best friends. But then it just seemed like there was hurt along the way. I mean, of course you're going to be hurt, but like, it seemed like there was more to it than just like, oh, we grew apart or, oh, everything's fine. We're cordial and this and that. So
I would say 9 times out of 10, it usually is. Yeah. It usually is something more.
It's reminiscent of that. Like, so some people get really messy, but maybe they just don't, they have too many mutual friends. They have families and stuff. They don't want to do all that. Somebody wants to take the high road at least.
Yeah, I mean, I respect them for trying to keep it private and not, throwing their mess all over the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, we too old for that.
Yeah.
But I would still make some of these TikToks. And I'll just allude to some stuff.
Right.
But then you're saving your face and being like, well, no, because you could also be like, well, I was just doing a TikTok. Because, it's interesting.
And that leads us to another story relating to Nina Dobrev. In the same week, it was released that Nina left the Vampire Diaries because she wasn't getting paid the same as Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley. According to a new book, I Was Feeling Epic, an oral history of the Vampire Diaries, she said, I remember feeling like the studio didn't appreciate what I was bringing to the show and that I wasn't an equal to my male counterparts, and so that was upsetting to me. Candace, Kat, and I were the 3 lowest paid series regulars in the first 2 seasons. It was a bit of a tricky situation because my contract only said to play Elena, but I was playing multiple characters, which doubled my workload, and I had to be on set for double the amount of time and memorize double the amount of lines.
Yeah, this is really
that's insanity.
This is,
and I just gotta say real quick, this is a crazy tidbit, but I was actually on set. I don't know, Elisa, if you remember, because I texted you that day.
I do remember this. Yeah.
A PA broke the news. A PA, like, I don't have like an NDA or whatever. This is like
years ago.
This is years ago, and like it's news now. Like it became news. But if I would have broken the news before it caught news, that's different. But a PA was like, she's not returning the show. So people, it got like, I don't know, it trickled down the grapevine, and people were talking all these extras. I was an extra that day, and I was like, what? She's not coming back? And I was new to watching the show. I started watching it because I wasn't extra, but I wasn't deep in it. And then I finally got caught up, and I'm just not getting caught up on 5 seasons and 6 seasons. I think she left on the 6th season. I'm like, what? And you're not gonna finish it? You're the main character. But it makes more sense now. She got so much heat for that. But I just remember that day, like it was crazy. I got some inside Hollywood knowledge before it went public. Like I was like, dang, I feel like exclusive right now. I feel like VIP right now. But
and then I remember you texting me and giving me
this. She didn't want to know. I was like, I got some. Before we said tea, but basically it was tea. We didn't say that back. It was like 10 years. I don't know.
It was 10 years, yeah.
We didn't say that back in 2015. But I was like, Elisa, I just found out some top secret info. And like, I don't forget how I worded it. But I was like, it's like about Nina. Like, do you want to know? And she's like, but it's a spoiler or something. I don't know. But she was like, no, I don't want to know because I'm still watching the show and I don't want anything ruined for me, blah, blah. And then the news literally came out either that night, hours later, or the next day. It was like within 24 hours. And then Elisa was like, dang, was this what you were going to tell me? And I was like, yep.
Well, and I thought it was just going to be news like about the show, like that you had found out like a spoiler about the show. Like, no, I don't want to know a spoiler. But then
maybe that I could see that.
Yeah, but then when I found out that it was about Nina Levy, I was like, oh, dang. Like, I didn't know that's what the news you're going to break was. But that's still so crazy.
Yeah. Because she got so much heat on it, and I don't heat for it. I mean, that like, I'm glad it would just feel like she was outing the show. Like, I'm glad it's somebody else's words, and she's like, she was quoted for it, but it's not her book, you know? Because I feel like still somebody's going to find some way to like fault her, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad she's speaking on it, but yeah, anyway, that's just insane because what she said is valid. She worked so hard. She played so many characters and you're the main character. Like,
yeah, so the book is called I Was Feeling Epic, an oral history of the Vampire Diaries by Samantha High Phil.
Okay.
I definitely want to pick this up.
Oh,
it sounds really good.
Same.
We should definitely read it.
Oh, yeah. I'm already planning on buying
and come
it
back.
And read it.
Come back to the pod and talk about it.
Definitely.
That would be good. And we still got to rewatch the series, but I actually didn't finish the last like 2 seasons, but we know that, like, spoiler alert, the series has been out, but she did end up coming back for like the final episode, and they worked out negotiations. But yeah, like, this is crazy that this happens. Even, I don't know, it's just so unfair. I just can't even wrap my mind around it for the works that she did.
Yeah, I am glad that it's finally coming out now, the reason, even though obviously it sucks learning this.
Yeah.
But I am glad to find out the reason why she left, because at the time I just thought she was leaving, you know, off of, you know, being unhappy with where the show was going, or
she wanted to try other things or
but
something.
after finding this out, I definitely understand completely why she would leave the show. I mean, like you said, she was the main character, and for her to get paid less than Ian and Paul is super unfair, because she was playing 2 characters for a majority of the show.
Yeah.
And like she said in the book, you know, she didn't even sign up to do that originally. They added Catherine later on.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dang.
So
yeah, like, she didn't even tell her up front. What?
or at least that's what was quoted. I'm not sure, like, when they decided to do the whole Catherine role and everything.
Yeah, because I haven't read the books.
But they did say that, well, Julie Plec really, like, tried for Nina Dobrev to get her the pay to be equal to Ian and Paul, especially for the last season, because they really wanted her to come back for the whole of the last season. And she refused to, unless they, you know, gave her equal pay. And the network still refused to give her equal pay, except for the very last episode, which she did come back for, and they did give her equal pay for that last episode. Julie Plec, like, really fought for that. So she did get that, but it's just still really messed up that they wouldn't give it to her for the whole of the last season, or even before.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. The world of fast fashion has complicated clothing production by outsourcing around the world to whoever can sew them the cheapest. And now you, the consumer, are paying the price with rising costs. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. So when you buy from American Giant, you're taking a stand for hardworking people, local communities, and quality clothes. American Giant directly supports American manufacturers and ensures you aren't footing that tariff bill. Support American-made, tariff-free clothing with American Giant with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com.
That way she didn't even have to leave the show.
And that's insane, because I know how crazy the fan base was about the show. Like, wouldn't you listen to the fans and what they
Exactly,
want?
and the show was definitely not the same without her in it.
No.
Yeah, and especially since, I mean, the show originally, I know it branches out into other characters later on, but initially it was centered around Elena and her story. So wouldn't you think that technically the main character should, you know, get paid the same as the male counterparts?
Or honestly, higher. She should have been getting paid higher.
And higher.
Yeah, I agree.
And higher, because she had double the workload. So,
and she, like you said, she was technically the main. Like, obviously, it branched off more after the first few seasons.
Right.
But initially, Elena was the main. So
taste.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that, I don't know. Maybe people will be more sympathetic or understanding when sometimes it is the actor, like, had a problem with, I don't know, the director, like, didn't see eye to eye, like, they were problematic on set and people get replaced or they are asked to leave shows and things. But sometimes you never know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, they'll kill off characters and it doesn't, or do something with the character and it doesn't make sense. But we never know what these negotiations are. And yeah, it sucks that she had to get so much. I mean, I keep saying this, but I just remember how hateful people were toward her around that time. Like, they were just like, she's messing up the show. She just wants to leave and, like, do other projects and this or whatever. They're making up, rumors, but nobody knew. But I can't fault her.
No, definitely can't fault her at all.
To that point, some showrunners will just kill off a character because they're pissed off with the actor because they did ask for more pay or they did ask for more creative direction or they disagreed with how the plot was going. I mean, I think we've seen it with The Witcher, right? Pretty sure the reason why Henry Cavill isn't playing Geralt in the new season is because he had creative differences with the showrunners. So they replaced him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most jobs you are just a number. I mean, it just goes to show you that a lot of industries are similar. Even acting is definitely already shaky or an unreliable industry to be in, but it's even more so, I feel like, than other industries. And it just shows you how gender equality, pay inequity is just across the board, which is sad. But hopefully things are changing now, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Definitely, hopefully that things will be, especially now that there's more light brought to it now with, you know,
yes,
all this
definitely.
coming out. But it's still so crazy that shows can just rewrite or recast a whole main character like in The Witcher. I don't know. That just drives me crazy because you go so long watching one person play this character, especially a main character like The Witcher, and then all of a sudden you have a whole different person playing him. Like you have Liam Hemsworth now playing him.
People grow so attached, especially when it's a popular character. People are still doing Catherine TikTok voiceovers. Like that's how popular, and Elena and all like she was a favorite. Yeah, she was the main character. Like it's not like it's a side character.
You would think that the showrunners would listen to the fans and what they want. Clearly, they watch the show because of these actors. For the most part, I mean, obviously the story too, but the actors are what makes these shows that we watch, and everybody becomes attached to these characters and the actors that play them. You can't just replace them and expect that everyone's just not going to notice or just be fine with it. Like I don't know. It's different when it's like you said, like a random side character and they just have to replace the actor because of whatever reasons. But if it's a main character, you can't just either replace the actor or actress or just like write them out completely of the show and expect the show to still do as well as it was before.
Yeah.
Right.
I can guarantee you that this last season of The Witcher is not going to perform well. And to that point, I'm sorry I'm getting on a little tangent because I was really enjoying The Witcher, and I don't know if I can watch this last season without Henry Cavill, but you know, Henry Cavill is a huge fan of the Witcher series. He's like a mega fan, a big nerd, and he brought so much lore to the show anyway. I mean, he was kind of like prepping the writing room with like ideas for the show, and I think that's where a lot of this came from of kicking him out, was that he was maybe too knowledgeable about the topic.
That's so sad because he was trying to keep it true to the source material.
True to the source material.
And that's how it should be. That's how adaptation should be.
How it should.
Yeah.
What's unique about television shows and music, like it's like they want to treat people like they're disposable like other industries, but it doesn't work like this because people get attached to the personalities and the characters. So it's like they're treating people like it's other industries, but it doesn't work in their favor. Like I remember when in the OC they killed off Misha Barton and I didn't even watch it, but
I didn't either, but I knew about it.
People the fact that we knew about it because people were so mad and people just tuned out after that. It was way less successful, and we don't know. I don't know if she's ever spoken about it. I didn't know the reason, but what if it was something like this as well? You know, it's just it brings light to these reasons now, and it's just crazy.
True, and I think it's even more obvious too when shows do it that aren't already like I guess have a supernatural element to it because Vampire Diaries. Okay, you're used to people dying in Vampire Diaries. People get killed off all the time. Same thing with Walking Dead. Like that was a show that
that's a good point.
You know. No, none of your characters were safe, pretty much. You were always expecting somebody big to die. But when it's just like these other random shows and they kill somebody off, you're like, what happened?
And it doesn't make that much sense.
What happened behind the scenes?
Right.
If it's kind of a soap opera, like Desperate Housewives, they killed off a lot of people. But that still was like, it still made more sense than, like, I feel like the OC or something that was just out of left.
Exactly.
Yeah. And especially things that are based off of books and things like that. People get attached to the books as well.
Yeah, people get mad when you change major things, from the book to
that's
like a movie
layer.
or TV show. Yeah.
Well, we definitely still got to do a rewatch, but
definitely,
justice for Nina Dobrev.
Yeah, justice for Nina. And we all definitely need to get this book and read it, and we can do a recap too.
Definitely,
of the book.
Yeah,
it's on my list. I'm probably gonna listen to the audiobook. It seems like something that I could probably listen to. While I'm like,
I wonder if,
on the treadmill.
I wonder if it's on Spotify. I know Spotify has A lot of audiobooks.
Audiobooks are my thing, so I might do that.
It depends for me. Like if it's
it does depend.
If it's an autobiography or a biography or something nonfiction, I like to listen to it because it feels like a podcast.
Yes.
Same. I can actually listen to,
especially when they're doing their own.
Yeah, and if they're reading.
Oh yeah, like Matthew McConaughey reading.
Yeah.
Oh, we
that
gotta
was
go
the
over
best.
those
Me and
too.
Lumberg already listened to it.
Best.
You did? I gotta do that one.
It was so
It was
good.
good. Green light.
Green light. Green light.
Red light.
Red light.
Red light. I listened to that whole audiobook while I was cleaning the house one day.
I would be interested in his, like, and then you listen to Britney Spears, right? Even though she didn't do it, but
Yeah, I listened to
Yeah.
Britney Spears too. Yeah.
I listened to Britney. I
read that one.
I listened to Jessica Simpson.
I also listened to.
No, I didn't. I read that one too.
Yeah, I listened to Jeanette McCurdy's too.
Jeanette McCurdy. I couldn't think of her name. I was like the girl from my curly.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that was wild.
That was
super
really
weird.
messed
It
up.
made me attached. Yeah, it does make you kind of attached to the person, like hearing their own words.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think they're making a movie out of that. They're making a movie out
interesting.
of
I
hers.
hadn't heard that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
book. Listening to her story was crazy because I did not even realize that she had gone through all that, especially because.
You never know what people are going
No,
through.
definitely. And it's not like she wasn't even like, I mean, she was iCarly's best friend, but she wasn't like the main character in iCarly. And then just for her to have gone through all that, it's so sad.
Yeah. There's a rumor that Jennifer Aniston's going to play the mom. I don't know who the cast is Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, I saw that.
But good for Jeanette McCurdy. It seems like, she's in a better place. And I mean, this is kind of on topic or kind of off, but turning pain into profit. And I feel like she didn't want to act. She didn't want to act anymore, and now she's directing and writing. And I really commend her for that, and just turning your pain into some art. Like that's why I love Taylor Swift and certain artists. It's a gift.
I'm definitely glad that she got out of the acting scene and is able to do more of the creative side, which is what she wanted to do anyway. So it was really good that she was being able to explore that side more now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it seemed like, she definitely said she was pushed into acting. Yeah, but spoiler alert, she had an overbearing mom, and it seemed like her mom was living vicariously through her. That's the main theme of the book. That's all I'll say if anybody wants to read that.
Very toxic mother.
Very. I was shook. My jaw was on the floor.
I know. I'm like, how could you even talk to your daughter that way and treat her that way? Yeah. And she created this eating disorder that she ended up having, and it's just, I just don't understand how you could ever, I don't know, just treat your daughter that way.
Your child. Yeah. I think I watched Gypsy Rose around that time too, and I was just like, I don't understand how people could. I don't know, just.
Oh no, there are no words.
It's just, you never know what people are going through behind closed doors. Yeah, and it just shows that it can happen to anybody. Like, a famous child actress who you think she might have the world, but she's going through something completely deranged.
And unfortunately, we see this with a lot of child stars, and a lot of their parents push them into this industry because they're living vicariously through them. And I mean, it was a really big phenomenon in the 80s with all the child stars that came out then, and then the 90s. I feel like hopefully maybe parents will learn their lesson from all of these traumas that these kids had from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Maybe you won't see that as much now, but of course you still have to have child actors. But maybe there's more of a presence like on set, right, to make sure that a lot of traumatic things don't happen to these kids because
protection.
Yeah, protection. Like we've all seen the documentaries, right? And read the books.
Actually, it is more. I mean, it's not common what happened to Jeanette McCurdy, but it is what you're saying is more common for the stage mom to push their kid, stage parent to push their kids and live vicariously through them. That is just a really common thing with child actors. Yeah. So now that people are prioritizing mental health, like you said, hopefully it will decrease and people can. You can, just create more boundaries if they do see that, hopefully. Because, all these documentaries that are coming out, it's just like, how did this stuff get away? Or how did people get away with this for so long?
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of these parents were just absent, too. So a lot of things, I mean, you had, like, the overbearing parents, right? They were the stage moms and dads. Dads, too. you know?
Yeah.
Like if you look at Macaulay Culkin and Kieran Culkin and their family dynamic, but then you had a lot of absent parents too, that things would just happen to these kids, you know, with producers and directors and casting directors. So it's that's what I mean. Like, I hope that parents today have learned from those mistakes from the past, but protect the kids at all costs.
Yeah, definitely. Did y'all see that Quiet on Set documentary? So, like, this is reminding me of that.
Yeah.
Quiet on Set. That was insane.
I still need to watch that documentary. I haven't watched it yet.
And it's like, you know these things, but, you know, it's just traumatizing, it's eye-opening, but it's still like, it's like stuff you hear, but when seeing it and putting a face to it and hearing it from your own words and seeing people that, like Jeanette McCurdy, you watched on TV and you just hearing it from their own words, and it personalizes it, and it's hard to digest. Like, I was gutted.
Yeah, especially when you're like, I watched these shows when I was a kid.
Yes.
I grew up watching these shows,
Yeah.
grew up thinking that these kids were just normal kids. I mean, not normal. Obviously, they're on TV, but like, you know, they're just living their best life is what you're thinking. And turns out it's so much worse.
Dark.
It's so dark. It's just the opposite of them living their best life. They're going through things that kids should never have to go through.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm glad, like, the ones who conquer it and get out on the other side, that's good. And all we can do is hope for the best, hope for pay equality, hope for better mental health, everything. It just seems like people are shedding a light on all the disparities in the film industry and everywhere, but especially film industry, people just get away with anything, really.
That's very toxic.
It's Hollywood, baby.
It's Hollywood.
Hollywood is a toxic, toxic place. Another couple breakup. Recently, Kelsea Ballerini and Outer Banks star Chase Stokes called it quits. And I listen to some Kelsea Ballerini. Y'all probably don't know this, but I like some of her music. And I might surprise them a little bit, but it's a like country pop girl.
That's
and
what I was thinking.
Yeah, she's a little country pop girl. I've been listening to her for a while. I don't like know her whole discography, but I like her songs. And
well, you did say that you actually liked Taylor when she was country.
I did. I was on,
maybe you have a little bit
beginning.
of country in you.
I do gravitate toward the women, and if it's not too like bluegrass folksy, like if it has to still have some pop or like some.
So you're like the complete opposite of me.
yeah, basically. And like I do like.
Is there a banjo? I want that.
No, I can't with that. That's when I have to tap out. I'm like,
she's like, that's some Hicks stuff right there. I want that.
That's your words, huh? Just as long as you said it.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. The world of fast fashion has complicated clothing production by outsourcing around the world to whoever can sew them the cheapest. And now you, the consumer, are paying the price with rising costs. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. So when you buy from American Giant, you're taking a stand for hardworking people, local communities, and quality clothes. American Giant directly supports American manufacturers and ensures you aren't footing that tariff bill. Support American-made, tariff-free clothing with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com.
Saying it's Hicks stuff.
Morgan Wallen, I like some of his stuff too, but it just has to have some pop. Like, so it's not totally country. Yeah, it's not totally country. I don't know. But I go back and forth. But either way, I am a fan of Kelsea Ballerini, and I was rooting for her, and I was actually surprised. Like, I didn't follow their relationship closely, but I remember when she got with him because she had a song about her ex-husband, Morgan Evans, and she was on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and it was this whole interview I listened to, and she was newly with Chase, and they were just like obsessed with each other. People were like, TMZ was reporting like they would be in the suites together and just like hardly just apart, just, attached to the hip and just obsessed with each other. So I thought this was like the one for her. And it was just also weird, just the way it went about, because he had wished her a happy birthday 2 days earlier on Instagram. And then they broke the news 2 days later. So I think that was to try to cover it up because they probably knew that fans would speculate if you don't, wish your girlfriend happy birthday, they're going to be like, oh, especially if you're already public, it's like, oh, you're not wishing her happy birthday, y'all are broken up. So I guess they were trying to save face or maybe I don't know, the timing was just weird. Who knows? Because sometimes these PR, I don't say they're PR, but certain PR couples will like break up months before and then release the statement like, in a timely fashion, like after the movie comes out that they were on or something, like that. So sometimes the timelines are accurate. So I'm just wondering if they actually broke up after the Instagram post or before. I don't know. The whole Instagram post is just throwing fans off. But I think it's sad. Like I was rooting for her because she was divorced and seemed like she went through a bad relationship. And, she seems like a sweet girl from what I've seen. I like the
She likes nice girls.
She's a nice girl.
She's a nice girl. But, kind of like, country music is so autobiographical. I mean, you can get it in other genres too, but I feel like the heart of a lot of country, they're singing, it's
the
like
songwriting.
the blues and it's the songwriting. So
Yeah.
it's kind of attached to her like I did Taylor. Obviously, I'm obsessed with Taylor, but either way, I was rooting for her. It's just, I'm sad. I don't get invested in that many couples, so I was like, no.
See, now you know how I felt when
with Pamela?
we found out Lamela was completely fake.
I feel like if the next person Sabrina's with, they're gonna be crushed if you like her, if you like her next boyfriend and they break up, if she breaks up with whoever, like you're gonna be like, no, like. But yeah, it's certain couples. I don't get attached to too many couples because it's not even that I think I'm cynical. Like I think they're PR, but it's just like Hollywood breakups are so common. So I just consciously don't get attached. But sometimes I'm like, I have that little glimmer of hope. And I'm like
Ben and J-Lo for you.
I did. And she still makes fun of me, but I really thought they were in game. Like I thought it was gonna be like a Notebook situation. and I love J-Lo, so I wanted it to work out. but Lauren's like, yeah, the delusional people that think like Ben and J-Lo are gonna last. And I'm like, but she doesn't give up on love either. And that's admirable to me, Like I have to really like the man and the woman, I feel like, to be rooting for a couple, where it just has to be like I'm really attached to the art that they have or something, like, and I root for them in a certain way. Like, yeah, you said you got to know Pamela a little bit more through the documentary and stuff, so maybe that was why you had more of a tie, because you saw the trauma she went through and all that. So it's like you're rooting, it's supposed to be like a story behind it, and then I'm like, I'm rooting for you. Because after that Call Her Daddy interview, I was like, girl, I'm rooting for this relationship to work out. But they're both really young, and like Chase, he's like a big heartthrob. A lot of girls like him. I feel like he'll be dating soon, maybe.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
I worry more for girls in Hollywood to find somebody. I'm biased, so another not couple breakup, but couple drama is Offset and Cardi B, which is continuous drama. Like they've been broken up and they got married and divorced, but up until then they were a very on and off couple. So we'll see. Cardi B's album is coming out really soon, and we'll see if there's any telling tracks about some more stuff, which I don't feel like she really keeps anything private between them, at least anyway, because she goes on live and spills all the tea anyway. And that's just kind of that's how she's built a lot of her fan base before she was a known rapper, because she was on the come up. She was on a reality show and rapping and things like that. But so she was actually technically like a reality star before she became a rapper, like the rapper we know today, who's like an A-list rapper. But basically he said some stuff that I don't even want to repeat on this because it's really offensive, and I just don't even feel comfortable saying it. But he said some stuff publicly about her recently, and I'm like, it just never ends. And I just hope that I'm rooting for Cardi B, and I'm also wanting to see what kind of track she comes out with.
Yeah, and she's been on the streets selling her new album.
Hilarious.
In New York, on the subway. I'm just loving her marketing for this album. It's just bringing me joy this week.
It's so hilarious. She is so hilarious. She's like a relatable, or I don't know. She just seems like somebody you could just talk to. Some people seem out of touch and just on another planet. They just think they're too good for everybody. Like, she just seems like you could just talk to her, come up to her. She's going to say hi, She's one of my favorite rappers because she is so relatable and just has that down to earth feeling. I don't feel like you get that with every artist.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's just on the street where she came from, in the Bronx, in New York, on the subway.
Did you see her pop-up block party in the Bronx too? She did like this random block party in the middle of the street.
Oh, I did see that. I didn't know. I thought it was in Times Square. No, I did. And I think she had a music video recently that it's not out yet, but she was just like in the middle of a big crowd and all these people just can't. Yeah. She's just like a neighborhood girl. A community girl.
She was dancing on top of her car, handing out her favorite sandwich, which is honey turkey and provolone.
Oh my gosh.
And taking selfies with everyone. So I just love that.
I love that. Like, and some people, they miss the mystery of stars and things like that. But I feel like other people, it works out for them that they are so personable and that they share their lives, or like they get close to their fans and things like that. We're just in a new era where, with content creators and new influencers and people like that. And she was on a reality show before she was a rapper, and it just builds a different kind of connection with your fans than it used to be. And some people like that and some people don't. I feel like it just depends. Some people are still mysterious, like Beyonce. Yeah, I was thinking like, which isn't a bad thing. I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing, but like Beyonce, I just think she's so mysterious to me. But that's like, she grew up in a different era of Hollywood as well, and it's different now. But it works out in Cardi B's favor for sure.
In other couple news, we still are seeing Zoë Kravitz and Harry Styles together. They were spotted holding their arms around each other in Rome again, previously in the city, like about a month ago, I think, before they met up with Zoe's father, Lenny Kravitz, for lunch in New York. So they've been hopping around a lot. They were spotted in Paris, Rome, New York together. They still haven't officially come out with a title yet, but seems to be like they might be heading in a direction.
Possibly.
They could just be hooking up, or they could just have a situationship and they haven't confirmed anything yet, but they seem to be enjoying each other's company.
Definitely.
And she was just out with Austin Butler before that, and people were speculating that there might be something because they were co-stars, but I don't know. It might seem like it was just she was out with her co-star and they just are both attractive, so people speculated, but just when there's two attractive people in Hollywood, they're just always going to assume that you guys are hooking up.
Yeah, and I think they had a lot of chemistry, too, in a lot of these
True.
PR interviews for the movie, been caught stealing, so...
All the PR.
All about the PR, because did you think she would... Wait, real quick, did you think she and Channing Tatum were PR? I didn't get your opinion. Yeah,
on
I
that.
did. I did, yeah.
Because they were engaged. I always think that if you get married, I just think if you get married, I'm like, why you go to such lengths? But yeah, Lauren's like, no, even if you get married, it could still be PR.
It could. It really could. It could be beneficial for their careers, and now Channing Tatum is branching out a lot more. He's in a lot more artsy films. He's not just this like hunk in Magic Mike. He's starting to explore some different avenues in his acting. So I feel like it would be beneficial for him because she's got that vibe. And she probably also had some connections too that could have helped him. Even though he is well known, he's got to break out of that mold that everyone sees him as.
True, because it's really hard to break out of a certain like stereotype that typecast. Yeah. And then he was definitely typecast as just like hot hunk guy.
No, he was definitely just like the hot guy, the jock, the dancer, and he has more depth. I didn't see the movie he was in with Zoe, but he had more depth now, and I don't know. I gotta remember that I am not a celebrity and I don't know about that world. I couldn't imagine actually getting married for that reason, but I'm not in that world and I don't know. And some people are, they just have different intentions and they just think differently. It's wholly weird, Most people, there are regular people who don't even get married for love. So of course, entertainment is going to be even more so.
And to that point, some actors still have to have beards. I'm not saying that this is a situation, but they do.
Oh, okay.
No, they do, because they have to still maintain that, you know, if let's say it's like a very popular actor with women, right? They all love him. He's attractive. Sometimes they still have to have beards and they don't feel comfortable coming out yet because that's their typecast and those are their fans. And unfortunately, there's still a lot of people out there that can't accept that. So there's a lot of reasons, I think.
Yeah, it just shakes me when you get older. You just have to open your mind up to certain things. You can't take things as face value.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't just believe everything you see and think that it's going to be real because there's always a mastermind working behind the scenes.
As far as Zoe and Harry, do you think it's PR, Lauren, or you're the PR scanner or whatever? Or do you think they might actually like each other?
Too soon to tell. I think it's too soon to tell.
Gotcha.
You know, if I'd have to see them interact with each other, I think. Of course, like I got duped before, so I'm not going to just assume that just because they have charisma together and chemistry that, you know, it's real. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It sucks when you get duped and then you're like, oh, my picker is off. Like I'm not, you know, my intuition's off about these things or whatever. But you never know. Like,
yeah.
It's also interesting because Zoe is 5 years older than Harry. Harry's 31. She's 36. So, you know, he's going for an older lady.
He likes his older women, though.
He's got a cougar.
Like Taylor, I mean, it was back in the day, but Taylor liked him. But even other girls, what was her name? Olivia Wilde. He was with her for a while. She was
he does like his older women.
Oh, I forgot about the Olivia Wilde.
I did too.
Yeah, he was with her for a minute, and I was like, I mean,
but were they ever official though, or was it just like on the set and then they broke up after everything hit the fan?
That's a good question because there was a lot of drama with that too. Yeah, when that came out. Yeah,
I feel like it was an affair, and then they got caught, and then everything hit the fan and went public, and then after that you didn't really see them together anymore.
Yeah, it was like everything just kind of like dropped off. You never heard about it again.
Yeah.
What was that movie? Don't Worry, Darling, or something?
Yeah. Don't Worry, Darling.
There was so much. Yeah, there was just so. And then didn't she get served like divorce papers on stage?
She was on stage.
Yeah, on stage.
And Jason Sudeikis served her papers.
Yes, that was the messiest thing. I was just like, wow, that worst freaking. How do you even explain that or justify that?
That was messy. But that
was messy.
That whole cycle that's just gave me life at that time. I think it was like
gave you life.
It really did. I think it was during COVID, I think, or around that time.
It was around, yeah, because I know I was in California.
Yeah, I was in Connecticut. So I was like following that story religiously.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he likes his older women, and I mean he loves women, period.
He loves women.
He loves women.
He's a ladies' man. Like I said that the last episode. I mean, Taylor Swift has had many songs about him, allegedly, that point to the fact that he is or was a player or just like loves the ladies, you know, has a way with them. Did y'all ever like him like that? I think Lauren said he looked like Mick Jagger. I remember back in the day. He said he looked like Mick Jagger.
I still think so. Yeah, he still has that vibe.
We were One Direction girlies.
I was never really a One Direction girly anyway, but if I was going to pick any of them, it wouldn't have been Zayn. Yeah, it would have been Zayn.
No, yeah.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. Support American-made tariff-free clothing with American Giant with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com.
Zayn's would be my top pick.
For sure.
He's the vibe.
He's the vibe.
And in other couple news, Jacob Elordi and Olivia Jade are on and off again. They had broken up seemingly, and she was off with Glenn Powell over Labor Day weekend in NYC. And then suddenly just back with Jacob Elordi. And we don't know if that was a friend outing, but people were saying that Glenn Powell and Olivia Jade started dating, and now Jacob Elordi like maybe got jealous or something, reached back out to her. I don't know. They're really, it's just a messiness right now. It's the love triangles and everything. It's crazy because Glenn Powell has been a co-star of Sydney Sweeney, and so is Jacob Elordi. It's just like they're all connected. Hollywood's already small, so already 5 degrees of separation or less. But also, I've read that Jacob Elordi and Glenn Powell also go for a lot of the same roles. So that's an interesting competition bit that maybe that rubbed him the wrong way.
He's like,
it might
you can't have my role and my girl.
Right. And like, what if they're both really good friends with Sydney Sweeney too? And it's just like a lot of crossover, you know? It seems like a lot of tension. Maybe. Allegedly. This is all speculation, but you know, it's valid points. There's a lot of valid points right there. So it seems like Jacob and Olivia are rekindling. I mean, Olivia is only 25 years old. Jacob is young as well. Like, that's pretty common, you know?
How old is Jacob Elordi?
I feel like he's, I would guess 29, but let me see.
That's a good guess because he's 28.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That was really just a guess. Y'all didn't watch Euphoria, right?
He's 6'5"?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's tall.
Gosh.
Tall. Yeah.
Wow. That's tall.
That's tall.
He's got like a boyish charm, but he's still like manly at the same time. I don't know. He's giving both, you know?
Yeah, no.
Do y'all get that vibe from him?
Yeah, definitely.
He's like a tall, but I still get this like boyish vibe from him. But I feel like he's always playing some like jerk. I feel like he's kind of typecast right now.
He is
with his roles.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Euphoria, but
he's such an asshole.
Yeah,
in that.
I have
Oh
seen
my God,
that.
I hated his character.
I have heard that.
I've heard.
You're gonna hate his character in that. Like, at least in Saltburn, he's still, you know, whatever. But in Euphoria, there's hardly anything likable about him at all.
He's not a likable douchebag. He's just a douchebag.
Right.
He made Elvis very unlikable in Priscilla.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
See, and these are all connected too, because it's like Austin Butler too.
He played Elvis.
I don't know. He played Elvis, and that's actually the next couple that was spotted, and I just feel like all these people are so connected, right? And they're all around the same age and everything. But yeah, Austin Butler and Emrata are a supposed couple now, or at least went on a date. They were spotted together. And it's interesting because, like I said, he was just out with Zoe, and there was speculation about that. I just think it's crazy because I just always, I mean, that's just me, but I'm always going to see him as like with Vanessa Hudgens, and it's weird because I know she's totally moved on and she has 2 kids, like she's pregnant with her 2nd kid now. But I don't know. It's just like, I don't think he's had a long-term relationship since then. Okay, he did date Kaya Gerber for a little bit, but she just dated him for nearly a decade. They were just together for so long. I can't separate him from that. I can separate her because now she's married and has a kid, but I'm waiting for me to separate him from her.
He's such a cutie, though.
He is. Like, I'm like, dang. I feel like if I feel like a little bit not gypped if I was Vanessa, she's obviously happy, but it's kind of like you built this man up. And you helped him get this Elvis role, and like he wasn't as nearly as famous when you were with him and all these things. And now after y'all break up, he's in the fruits of your labor, or whatever. Like, I feel like that's how I feel. Like he was always a good looking kid, but you know, he's like just
he's really like come into his own. He really has that star quality.
He's definitely had a glow up since when he was on iCarly.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely. I don't know. I would feel some type of way. I mean, I'm sure she's totally happy. I'm just thinking, if she was single, I would be probably a bitter single woman. That would just be like, that's like when you build up an ex or like, yeah, your ex, and he's just good for the next, he's so much better for the next person or something, in my opinion.
You're like, I made him that way.
Made you.
All right. And now it's time for our main Yap. Let's talk about trending music, TV, and movie news. We have Ariana Grande's ticket debacle. All right, so it's a repeat of the Eras tour. Resellers and scalpers are reselling tickets for thousands of dollars, and Ariana and her team are trying to correct that situation. Are we ever going to be able to see these pop girlies?
Oh my God. They need to do something because this is just getting so out of hand. You can't get tickets for anybody anymore without paying $1,000. It's ridiculous.
Nosebleeds.
Yeah, and for not even good seats.
There was some that was like 19,000. I was like, what?
Oh
19?
My God.
A fluke, I know, but there was some that were outrageous. It was worse than the Eras tour because it was going for like 19,000.
Oh my,
like
that's insane.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like the bigger, I don't know what it is because it doesn't happen with everyone, but it happened with them, and I don't know what is behind it.
It's all like the really big pop girls.
The higher demand?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Taylor, Ariana. I bet Sabrina now is
probably
going to
yeah.
Sabrina.
That's going to be hard.
Well, I know that I just saw that Lady Gaga is coming to Atlanta, and I was like, oh, we should go. But I'm sure her tickets are going to probably be the same.
Definitely going to be the same.
Oh, she did add a date.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in years.
I haven't seen her ever. I do really want to see her. Now would be the time to see her.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah.
She's a good show. I mean, I ain't gonna tell y'all because you already know, but I've seen her. I used to I worked at arenas and I still kind of do it. But anyway, I've seen a lot of acts for free or gotten paid actually to see them. And she does a killer show. She plays instruments and she lives up to the hype, dances, puts all the work in, all the theatrics, can sing live, just a true talent.
The Mayhem Tour is going to be kind of throwing it back to her old era, Bad Romance era. And
she is.
Kind of
she's
giving
spooky
and freaky, weird, freaky vibes again. And that's my favorite Gaga. So I would love to go see her.
Of course it is.
Stop.
Of course for Lisa. Loves the dark. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Ariana, I've also seen, I got paid to see, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it this time. And I've been on my concert kick lately. I've been to 4 concerts this year, and I've actually been lucky to get them the day of. But I don't know. She's really trying to work on the situation, she said, and I believe her. She loves her fans, and this is also even more intimate and even more of a competition to get because she's not going to that many stops. It's a smaller tour because she's probably so burnt out from Wicked and doing all these things, and she said that she wants to focus more on musical things, kind of take a Lady Gaga route. I feel like she wants to do that now, and she's earned it. And she said she wants to do pop, still do music, but she's not going to retire from being a pop star, just not doing as many albums. So she did a smaller tour where she's not doing as many dates. So that also brings why there's probably all these issues,
Yeah, I feel like that was the only reason why people were even able to get tickets to the Eras tour, because she did have so many stops across the world. There were just so many shows that she had. So I feel like that's the only way that people were even able to get tickets. But now I just don't even know how people are going to get Ariana tickets.
And even the Wicked author Gregory Maguire reached out and he couldn't get tickets. I'm sure they're gonna hook him up. But I'm like, it was funny, the memes. It's he's down in the trenches.
Yeah. He doesn't get special treatment through Ticketmaster.
No one is safe.
Down with Ticketmaster. I would like to see some legislation to curb just the scalpers. I know we've talked about this before on the podcast, but these scalpers are getting out of hand, and there really needs to be some kind of oversight now.
Definitely.
Regulate ticket sales.
Absolutely. And it's ridiculous. Even without the scalpers, how much how much inflation has gone into it, and the concert tickets have just gone up in prices. Luckily, I've kind of lucked out. Or if you wait, they'll go down. I don't know. It's a science to it, whatever. Depending on the artist, this is harder to get, but The Weeknd and certain artists, I was able to get day of or day before tickets. I still got a pretty good seat because they're just willing to give away the tickets at that point. Or if you do a multi-stop, that's a good way to do it. But I don't know. It just needs to be consistent. And I'm just tired of a concert shouldn't be a down payment on a car, It shouldn't. We should be able to access these things more easily. And I feel like that's something that in this climate we need is like concerts and things like that to bring community and bring joy and happiness. Like it's for our mental health at this point.
Yeah, I mean, concerts are for the people, so they need to make it more accessible for the people. I mean, it's crazy. Like, yeah, you can't expect people to just be able to drop $19,000 on a concert ticket.
That was I don't know. That's a fluke. I don't know.
It's insane.
And since we're speaking of shows, the Coachella lineup just dropped. We have Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G headlining Coachella in 2026.
Yes. So I am going to sound painfully old. Who is Karol G?
I was actually wondering the same thing.
What? Y'all, I
was like, okay, Sabrina and Justin, that's great. But who's Karol G?
Who's Karol G? I'm sorry.
No. Well, I need y'all to do your due diligence and listen to Karol G and get some spicy Hispanic or like Latin music in your life.
Okay.
She's a reggaeton singer. Karol G.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to give her a listen.
Yeah, I'll have to give her a listen.
You know, I listen to my reggaeton and my spicy Latin music. I love to dance to it and everything. You know, she's not as well known as Sabrina Carpenter and Justin Bieber, so I'll give y'all a pass. But you know.
You know, on that note of being painfully old, there's only a few artists out of this lineup that I recognize.
Oh.
I recognize Devo. I recognize Likely because she was on the Twilight soundtrack. And let's see who else. The Strokes, yes. Interpol.
That's like all the people I don't know.
I just learned who Somber is. Is that how we say it? Somber. He was at the VMAs, and I really liked him. I thought he was really great.
What genres?
Alternative.
Because I'm not
kind of alternative, like indie.
Okay.
Indie rock.
Gotcha.
Young Thug. I recognize Young Thug. Iggy Pop. Okay, that's some classic rock there. FKA Twigs. I recognize her.
FKA Twigs. I do like.
Yeah, of course.
Foster the People. We all know them.
Foster the People. We know them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Black Flag. That's old punk. I know that.
I know most of the raps, like, Young Thug, obviously. Sexy Red, I know. Pink Panther, she's like EDM and everything. Addison Rae, who became she's also like influencer turned singer now. Or she was like on TikTok, she was really big, blew up on that. Crazy that she's Coachella. It's just crazy how time just changes so many things so fast. Like, Sabrina manifested this 2 years ago that she would headline Coachella, and she skyrocketed after she was working for years, but I feel like it was something, the timing of it, I don't know. It was the Eras Tour opening for Taylor and like working with Jack Antonoff and the Espresso song. Something just, all the stars just aligned, and she's now this big star that I knew she was going to be, but she manifested that she was going to headline, and she is the queen of manifestation, just like Ariana, just like Kim Kardashian. I don't know. I just these girlies who have manifested. I need some of their manifestation to rub off on me.
Kim didn't have manifestation. She had money.
Yeah, true. That's a good point too.
Sabrina posted about it. She said that, what did she say? I'm a woman of my word.
I love that.
Yeah. That she be
I'm
back.
so happy for her.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Oh, Sway Lee, I know them. I'm happy for Justin Bieber. I'm happy for both of them. Like, this is a career leap for Sabrina Carpenter. For Justin Bieber, he's getting back out there. He hasn't toured in forever.
He's coming back.
You know, he said that it's taken he's had mental health issues. He's had just physical health issues. And, you know, there's always this speculation with his personal life and everything. And he just doesn't really like touring. I think he needs to do a residency or just do things like this, that he doesn't have to tour around the world. Just like make a one-stop thing or maybe a smaller tour like Ariana's doing. I don't know, something. If he does decide to tour again, who knows where he's at. But I'm happy for him that he's come out with this new music, and this is a good way to celebrate that and share it with the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I won't be going to Coachella because I think I'm just past the
Lowe's knows how to get you ready for holiday hosting with up to 35% off select home decor. And get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, members get free delivery, haul-away, basic installation, parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select LG major appliances. Valid through 10/1. Member offer excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, and Florida. Installed by independent contractors. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
The 3-day festival
Same.
period of my
Yeah.
life, but I'll live vicariously
Same.
through everyone else on social media.
Yeah, like I'll definitely keep up with it on social, but as far as being there, I can't do it. 3 days of just being outdoors and in the crowds of people. And
yeah.
it's too much.
It's too much.
We sound so old. Like, yeah, I'm in my concert. I'm back in my concert era and going to see live music. But as far as the festivals
Right,
is a
no,
different.
concerts are great. I'm
Yeah,
totally
you're-
cool going
Oh, yes.
concerts.
That's
but
different.
festivals, that's like, you gotta really be in that
You
lifestyle.
gotta be dedicated. Yeah, you gotta be in that lifestyle. You gotta be dedicated. And the transportation thing, that also just is, there's too many logistics for me. And it's just like just too much. I just want to be able to easily go in and out. And I don't know. It's like be camping out, having some people stay in hotels. Like nobody really stays in Palm Springs where this is. You
Well,
know
it's
what
too
I mean?
expensive,
Everybody's
too.
traveling from somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's definitely an experience, and who knows, maybe one day I'll go. But I just feel like the older you get, I don't know if it's our age or what, but we're just over it. Like, I know Elisa and I went to Music Midtown years ago. We went to Music Midtown in our 20s. You know, that was an experience. I'm glad I did. I've been to Lollapalooza, but I think I'm just
You're
out
like,
of
I'm
my
done.
festival
I'm
girl. Not that I ever was, but that's the most festival girl I'll get. A couple and I'm good. If I ever get like a VIP tent or something, that's different.
that's
If I get a chance to
different.
go in there,
You have
That's
AC.
different. yeah, you know,
You have somewhere to sit.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you can
glamping and
sit.
things like that.
Yeah.
There's been mixed reviews or mixed expectations of Coachella over the years. Like I feel some people don't like that it's become more mainstream. But what do y'all think about that?
I've seen a lot of people discuss how it used to be a little bit more, how do we say, like not grungy, but it was more about the music and less about the aesthetic and showing up on social media with your outfits. Like, of course, you always had the Coachella outfits, like Misha Barton, Kate Moss, Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, Vanessa Hudgens.
I mean, that was always...
She was the queen, yeah.
Before she
Yeah.
started settling down, but yeah.
Yeah, it was always a thing, but now it's just been elevated and it's a little bit more glossy because it's all about social media now and it's all about the influencers showing off that they're at Coachella.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I would rather go to Coachella in 2009 or 2010 than today.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I
feel
want to
like-
go to that
Yeah,
Coachella.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
agree.
I feel like
Yeah.
today, well, like you were saying with the influencers, like now it's like, that's all it is like influencers and that's all you're seeing. But back then it was all about the celebrities and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
that's who you were seeing post about it. But now it's all these influencers posting and it's just like overrun.
It's overrun.
They're like, it's the influencer Olympics, and everybody gets to. I feel like I have partly been to Coachella because I see the same kind of like perspective in front of that Ferris wheel or whatever, and it's the same kind of outfits. It's not even original. Like I don't know. I feel like the early 2010s was when I would want to go. Like when it was Vanessa Hudgens and like I don't know Nina Dobrev and some of the
Julianne Hough.
Her Jenners and Julianne Hough, people like that, and the acts were. I don't know. It was still coming. It was still as like oversaturated.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just
Yeah.
so oversaturated.
The outfits were like all so unique back then and true to themselves. And now it's just, yeah, like you said, you're just seeing everyone wearing the same thing now and posing the same way in front of the Ferris wheel.
Exactly. Like, can we switch it up? Can we do something different? I don't know. It needs a mix up somehow.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs a rebrand because we saw what happened with like Warped Tour, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever gonna get that back though. That was just a certain time in like pop culture history. Like it was, yes, we had social media and things were out there, but we weren't so overexposed with social media back then. We would still like unplug. Yeah, it was a sweet
spot.
It was a perfect time in history with social media where it wasn't overkill.
Yeah, so you don't need to record your entire Coachella experience. Part of being at Coachella is being there, enjoying the music, the vibes, not being on your phone. And now I feel like everyone just feel like they have to record everything so that way they have the content.
On that note, that is my biggest pet peeve at concerts is when people just stand there with their phones the whole time and they're watching the performances through their phone because they're just recording the whole concert on their phone. Like, I get a few songs, like your favorite songs here and there, but like, watch the show, not through your phone, through your eyes.
Exactly. And like, you're never going to go back and watch those videos again anyway. Like, who actually goes back and watches those videos? Yeah.
And honestly, the people watching on your Instagram story are going to say
they
don't
care. They click through that. Yeah. They are not watching your whole... Because nobody wants to hear you screaming in the background of your video, singing your song.
No. Right.
Singing along to the song. It's like nobody wants to hear that.
Especially if you're not even up close or anything. Maybe if you got front row or you got a really good angle, then I'm like, okay, I might.
But you're like way in the back in the nosebleed.
Yeah, you're
zoomed in so far that it's just blurry. Yeah. Blurry blobs.
Right. I'm not invested.
And you're not even recording like the actual people. It's just the big jumbotron. Yeah.
Right.
And the camera's just shaking because you're, moving and dancing.
I don't know. I can't. I'll get, like Lauren said, I'll get a few videos for like, my favorite song, or they did something really cool, the theatrics or something.
They did
like
a cover.
Yeah. But I'm not sitting up here just, what's the point? I'm dancing. I'm trying to enjoy the moment, Yeah. And the artists would rather you do that too. There's been artists that stop the show and like, or like Beyonce, like playfully, there's like a video of her being like, put your damn phone down. Because like somebody was like, they're recording and they are up close. So that's actually, you do want to capture that. But she's like, put your damn phone down. Or, like there's Miranda Lambert. She stopped the show like a year or two ago. And she's like, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's hard to recapture what I remember Coachella to be. But I'm glad that we think fondly of that time. That sweet spot that I feel like that 2009 to like 2014 time.
We have these nostalgic memories of a time for something that we never went to go.
That we never experienced.
We never experienced. But we have these nostalgic memories
before streaming or anything. Yeah, but we live vicariously through others.
We remember fondly when everyone was wearing fringe and feathers.
And
boho chic. I definitely tried to emulate that look in high school.
Oh, you did. I could see that.
I did. I had feather earrings. I was all about the boho look. Yeah.
I used to think Coachella was on my bucket list, but I'm just like, nah, it's not worth. I mean, it's worth it, but it's not. It just depends. I would have to just get some really good kind of deal, like I said, some kind of. Somebody if somebody paid for my ticket or something, I'll definitely go, or it's something like that. And I lived in California and I was like, I'm going to make it happen. But I'd rather just see these artists like separately at this point too. And then you're missing other people too. Like you've been to a festival and then you want to see people and is it conflicting? Like they're at one stage and you might have to go to a different stage, or you're missing out because you're staking out at one stage waiting for a certain artist to come on at 7 or something, because you have to get a good spot. But then you're missing out on the whole rest of the festival. I don't know.
That's true. That part is always so annoying. And then also, you don't even get a full set from, your favorite artist because they're limited on their time that they can play. So you don't get a full set as you would if you were going to just one of their shows.
Yeah, you have to cram so much music.
And being a short girly, you can't see anything at these festivals because all these tall people like to stand in front of you and block your view. I'm like, if you stood behind me, you could still see, but you standing in front of me, I can't see anything. And there's no levels or tiers. So you're just like stuck there. Not being able to see.
I have beef with the short girlies who get on the shoulders of people.
Oh yeah, that is annoying.
They get on the shoulder and they're knocking me out, and I'm like, okay, we gotta. I don't know. It's just too. It's too
that's annoying. I definitely don't do that, but I'm like, come on, these tall guys could just move aside.
Yeah,
they don't need to block our view.
Exactly.
Rude.
We're old biddies. Yeah, we're past this. Past that.
Complaining about all the faults of the
complaining
festival.
about all the. Anybody who's going to Coachella, I hope y'all have a
have fun.
Have fun.
We'll watch it later. From the comfort of our bed.
All right. And in TV news, White Lotus season 4 will reportedly be filmed in France. No word yet where in France it will be filmed, but people broke down a few of the potential hotels and locations that might be featured in the new season. I'm just going to scroll through it really quick. So one location could be the French Riviera. Another might be in the French Alps.
Ooh.
Another in Paris. Nice. Yeah, so those are the potential locations.
That's interesting.
This will be a new take. All the past seasons have been kind of like in beachy scenarios.
Right.
Like, even, I mean, they were in Italy, but it was still the coast.
But could be on the French Riviera.
I was just thinking that.
True.
Yeah, French Riviera.
Or Nice. So I think it'd be cool if it was a different location, like environment, and not just the beach. Like, I don't know about Paris, though, because everything is always in Paris, right?
I know. I was like, I don't necessarily think it should be Paris.
I don't either.
I don't know. Like, the French Alps would be interesting.
I was thinking the French Alps could be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's something that you don't really see done a lot.
Like a ski lodge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It has such a cultural impact, and I feel like people, I don't know, the brands copy off of White Lotus. Like season 2, they'll be like, oh, you know, we're doing the island shirt based off of White Lotus, inspired by White Lotus. Like it just, they'll find anything. Just like with Taylor Swift eras, like everybody wants to have orange phone case, orange this, orange that. Like White Lotus has such a cultural impact, so we're gonna be so European once this next season comes out. Like I feel like
Speak
it drives
for yourself. I'm already there.
Yeah, you already are. But like they drive up tourism. I feel like people also want to visit. It inspires people to visit these places too. You know?
No, for sure. I mean, Sicily definitely had an uptick in tourism after this, and I think it's kind of ironic. Everything was like lemon last season.
Yeah,
a couple years ago. Like everyone started drinking Aperol and wearing lemon dresses.
You're like, hey, I liked Aperol Spritz before White Lotus.
I did.
We can vouch for that.
But yeah, I'm curious to see who's going to be cast this season. More importantly.
Me too.
True.
I wonder if we're going to have any returning cast members.
Yeah, I feel like so far they've always had like at least one returning cast member that goes over to the next season. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens with season 4 or if we'll have a whole new cast.
Yeah. I just miss Tanya.
I know. I don't think everybody does.
But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on this and update y'all with any casting news that we come across.
In other TV news, Dexter Resurrection season finale aired on September 5th. Does Dexter finally survive, and will this be an actual resurrection of the series? I know that you guys haven't watched Resurrection.
I have not.
No, I haven't watched any of Dexter. I just hear about it.
I don't think Christina's watched any of Dexter, but
this
my
girl
God.
wanted to, I mean, I get it, but in Miami, make a pit stop. Like, she's loved Dexter for almost as long as I've known her. And made a pit stop. Where was it? What site was it?
It was his apartment in Miami. The Bay. Yeah.
She was adamant. She was adamant about it. Like we had to. We
were in Miami.
It's an iconic location.
It was an iconic location. That was actually one of the few locations that they actually did film in Miami, because they filmed most of Dexter in LA. Nice. Okay. And they only did like certain exterior scenes in Miami, and like, you know, coverage of the city and everything, and most of it was just shot in LA on a soundstage. But his apartments were actually filmed, or at least the exterior of his apartments were actually filmed in Miami. So of course we had to make a pit stop while we were down there.
Of course.
But Dexter Resurrection is like a whole new Dexter, because he is out of Miami. He's in New York, so he's in the Big Apple. Ooh. Totally different feel to and vibe to the show. I think it's a really fresh take on it, because Dexter has tried coming back a couple different times and ways.
Yes.
Like they had Dexter, what was it, New Blood?
Was that the one where he was the lumberjack, yeah?
Yeah. So that was that was an interesting season. And that was where we first really get acquainted with his son, Harrison. And that season, Harrison is so annoying. He's so whiny. He's just, I don't know. He just drove me crazy. And then the season, again, ended, spoiler alert, with Dexter dying, quote unquote,
I haven't watched
dying.
It yet. Oh, okay. Well, you said it was like a lot like you too. This is before you. This was pre you.
Yeah, this is the OG.
Yes.
This is where you got their ideas from.
Yeah.
But then in Dexter Resurrection, we see that he doesn't actually die in New Blood.
Okay.
He somehow survives. I won't give that part away.
Okay.
But we do see a lot of characters come back. We see some quick returns of some notable characters from the original show, like the Trinity Killer, Miguel Prado, James Stokes,
How is Stokes?
Joey Quinn.
How is Stokes? How is he back? That's what I
You
want
have to watch and see.
I know. It's on my list now. Now you got me.
Yeah,
hyped.
no, you
said
definitely need to
Dokes
watch
and
this
I'm
season.
there.
So I will say for Stokes, it is a very quick
Okay.
return. So
Okay.
it might not be what you think it is. But
I'm sorry. That was my favorite part of Dexter, which was Stokes sussing him out the whole time.
dude, Stokes was onto him the entire time. Everybody should have just listened to him.
Oh my god. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and then we also got to see David Zayas as Angel Batista come back and reprise his role.
I love
And
Angel.
he plays a very key part in this season. So that was very interesting to see how that played out. We also have James Remar coming back as Dexter's father, Harry Morgan. And then we have some new cast members, including Uma Thurman, Peter Dinklage, Neil Patrick Harris, Kristen Ritter, and Eric Stonestreet.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
quite a lot of, notable cast members to be added to this season. So this season, all in all, was very strong. Every episode was super intense, left you wanting more, just like how the original show did. So I'm really excited to see if they do continue with it. It does seem like they will be continuing with more. The showrunners, when asked by Collider about their vision for Resurrection, Clyde Phillips noted that lead star Michael C. Hall believes the show is going to be on for years. And they said, we're going to do this as long as Michael wants to.
Nice.
And when we know what the final year is, we'll know how to resolve it. So it sounds like as long as Michael C. Hall is on board, they'll keep coming out. Hopefully, like we've talked about before, this won't be a show that runs on forever and goes nowhere. I mean, it does sound like they were saying that they'll know how to resolve it in the end, and that they already have 3 seasons in mind to tell a great story that can continue on from Resurrection. So I'm definitely interested to see where this goes.
You seem to
hope
get
that-
lucky with your shows that you like. You like these shows and they always have spinoffs, like Walking Dead, or they have a prequel or something, or not a prequel, but whatever. Some kind of
They continue on. They
some
continue
kind of-
on
they
in
just
some
never
way.
end. And even I think Wednesday is gonna have a spinoff now. But yeah, this show, Walking Dead, I'm trying to think of something else. Harry Potter. They always have something. I don't know. You have like you have a certain taste that you don't even predict, but you just have it.
When you like things that are quality and people want more of it,
Okay.
they give us what we want.
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. Yeah, I'm definitely adding this to my watch list this week.
And
because-
honestly, I mean, while you technically should watch New Blood first, like I don't think it's super necessary.
that's true. I need to watch New Blood, don't I?
I mean, it's like it does pick up right where New Blood ends, but at the same time, the story is so different from New Blood that it's not like New Blood is like dire to the story of Resurrection, other than maybe the last episode of New Blood, so you can see what happens with Dexter and then how he returns in Resurrection. And it's not that long. I think it's like 8 episodes for New Blood, and then Resurrection is also like 8 episodes, I think.
Okay.
I could run through a season so quickly, though. Like, I am on season 4 of Mad Men, and I started watching it like a month ago. So,
oh wow,
yeah, you are yeah, you do.
I'm a binger, so
yeah.
I'll start with New Blood. And I had been meaning to watch it. It's just I'd heard so many mixed reviews about it. But now that there's something to look forward to, I'll get through it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I mean, we watched New Blood when it was first coming out, and I mean, starting out, you're like, okay, well, this is kind of interesting, but then they just drop the ball again with the ending, and you're like, you guys already did this. How are you doing this again, and why? So I really hope they don't do that with Resurrection. I was really skeptical going into Resurrection after New Blood, but they completely turned it around. The season was so strong. Again, bringing back characters like Batista, I think was a real game changer. And then, yeah, also the addition of all these other characters, too, really bring a really great dynamic to the show.
Yeah. And on that note, the prequel came out, but didn't it get canceled? Which is crazy because they had renewed it and then they canceled it. And a lot of people are hoping that Netflix or one of the streaming platforms picks it back up.
Right. Yeah. Original Sin was the prequel, and it was supposed to be showing Dexter as he turns into the Dexter that we know, and how he gets his code of only killing serial killers or people who, you know, have killed other people. So basically only going after bad guys.
Right.
You're learning how he develops his code. And I really liked watching Original Sin.
Yeah, it seems compelling.
It was very compelling. And I mean, even though you didn't have Michael C. Hall playing Dexter, obviously, because they can't
put a wig on him.
They can't. Yeah, they can't just put a wig on him and make him look younger like they did in all the flashback scenes. But you still got his narration because he was narrating it for Original Sin. So you still got, you know, the classic Michael C. Hall thoughts. But yeah, I was sad to see that one got canceled. There was a speculation that the network wanted to focus more on Resurrection, since Resurrection is doing so well, that they didn't want to spend more time and money on Original Sin. But I still thought it was interesting season, and I would have continued watching, because I think at the end of season 1, they started to delve into the ice truck killer, and you know, that was Dexter's brother. So
right.
You were starting to see. Spoiler. Sorry, Christina.
I know. Well, I don't have anything to add, but I'm not going to remember the names. I'm not going to remember all the details.
I know, like, you're not going to, if you do ever go back and watch Dexter, you're not going to remember the names or what I'm talking about.
So I'll just
I wanted to see.
But I listened back to it.
Yeah. I wanted to see Dexter, like, I don't know, kind of, I guess, meet the ice truck killer before what we saw in the original show, because that's what it looked like. It was heading that way when they wrapped up Original Sin. So sad that one is no more, but I am excited for more Resurrection.
Definitely. Yeah. On my watch list. And now it's time for our next segment, the Weekly Bite. I can start this off. I just bought a new crock pot.
Oh my God.
7 quarts. So there's a lot of recipes going on around here. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned my pot roast, but this week we made Philly cheesesteaks. So basically you just throw all of the meat, the peppers, the onions, and mushrooms in the pot with some beef broth and some spices. You buy some French bread, provolone, and voila, you have Philly cheesesteaks by the end of the day. And I'm sure someone in Philly is screaming at me right now that this is a disgrace to Philly cheesesteaks, but it was a very hearty and delicious meal after the end of the workday. So highly recommend.
I actually haven't made Philly cheesesteaks this way, but I did make a good French dip in the crock pot, which was very similar.
It was very similar. Yeah.
It just didn't have the peppers or the mushrooms, but you still did the beef broth.
Yeah.
And then you have like the au jus dipping sauce that you add in. And then, the French bread, provolone, just put it on a sandwich, toast it. So good. So easy. Good. I honestly love a good crock pot recipe because it's so easy. You just throw it in and then later on you have a whole meal.
It's coming up. It's on that season. We're coming up.
Yeah, we
season,
are. We're coming up on chili season, soup season.
Right. Favorite.
Soup season. Season. That season.
Yes. What about y'all? What'd y'all eat this week?
Nothing too notable. Actually, well, since we're talking about Philly cheesesteak and French dip, I went out to a new restaurant. Ooh. I think you've been to it before, Hobnob.
Yeah, Hobnob.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good Atlanta. Spot. Yeah, that's like an Atlanta.
Yeah, they just opened one up in Peachtree City, so I finally went and checked it out. Oh. But yeah, it's pretty good. Nice little sports bar, you know. They had some outdoor seating, and it was nice out, so we sat outside, and I got a French dip.
Nice. I love a French dip. That is my favorite sandwich, honestly.
They're so good, and this is like a 24-hour like braised short rib. Oh yeah.
I'm the odd one out. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I don't eat a lot of red meats or beef or things like that. I've never liked it ever since I was a kid, and it actually works for dietary reasons as well for me.
Yeah.
Personally, no shade. I mean, y'all can eat as much as you want. Like, you eat all the stuff, you know, whatever. I'll still eat red meat from now and then, but I just don't know. I never gravitated toward Philly cheesesteaks. It's just not my thing. And I didn't really have anything new this week, but an update from last episode, I had a pumpkin spice latte.
Yes!
Because it got a little bit nippy in the Atlanta area.
I was actually thinking about that earlier because I saw some leaves falling, and I was like, ooh, I wonder if Christina got her pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, it was like a little nippy, and it was just like, it's time. It is time. Like the Mufasa. Yeah, like, it is time. And I'm already jump started. Yeah, you guys decorated Halloween, but I already started listening to my playlist, and I saw a little bit of Hocus Pocus. You know, it's a little early, but it's not. You know, I'm already in that fall mood. I'm ready.
Yeah, I watched Hocus Pocus when I put my fall decor up.
Okay.
I needed something in the background that was just spooky enough, but not too spooky, and something that was good background noise because I've seen it like 10 million times. So
of course, yeah.
It was a good choice.
I actually haven't watched any spooky movies yet this season, surprisingly.
I'm surprised. We've all been watching movies.
Yeah, like Wednesday.
But as far as like a movie, not too much. Not one that I finished, at least. But we got time.
Yeah, we have time. Yeah. It's still not even October yet.
And now for our final segment, This Day in History. September 28th, 1987. Actually, I already knew this because this was my first blonde. I can't keep track. This was the first blonde. Obviously, the first blonde I was obsessed. Oh my God, Elisa.
Sorry.
Before Taylor Swift, there was Hilary Duff and Britney Spears and all the people I grew up with, right? So I was obsessed with this girl. I already knew her birthday, you know, and I didn't forget because I remember birthdays like it's nothing. Like, I don't know, I have a gift. I just remember with dates. So 1987, Hilary Duff was born, and she became the Disney star of Lizzie McGuire and gave us, you know, some great music. Actually, she's getting back in the studio too, which is a great little treat for millennials.
Yes,
like
I'm so excited for this.
She was before Miley and before Selena and all that. Like, I feel like, you know, they had Mickey Mouse Club for Britney and Christina and stuff, but I feel like she was part of an era that was it was groundbreaking in my opinion. We might be biased, but I felt like we had some of the best shows.
We did.
You know?
We did. I was going to say that. I was always a Lizzie McGuire girly. Between Lizzie McGuire and That's So Raven, like those were my two top shows. I would throw like Zach and Cody into the mix later, but I'm talking about like girlies right now.
Oh,
those were my
I was
shows.
too old for Zach and Cody. I loved Even Stevens and A Proud Family, and That's So Raven.
I liked Proud Family.
Yeah,
Proud Family was good.
You like Proud Family, Elisa?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not surprised by Lauren, but I'm kind of surprised by Elisa.
What is that supposed to mean?
I could see Elisa liking Sugar Mama because she just roasts everybody. Like, Elisa loves a good roast. So for that reason, I could see you really liking Proud Family. But I don't know. I just don't see. I know you've never liked a show that was like similar to that I know of. So that's hard.
I'm always full of surprises.
You are full of surprises. Yeah, because I feel like I do kind of put you in a box with shows, not as a person, but with shows. I did put you in a box.
So I'm
just like, oh.
Yeah, she thinks I
like
dark things. No, I like
this
Lizzie
isn't
McGuire.
dark.
I like That's
this
a
is
Raven.
supernatural. Well, this is when you were a kid and before you acquired those tastes, though. Before you were dark, you got your dark personality trait. This was when you were light.
That was in middle school.
This was in middle school. Oh yeah, and then y'all were
then I started liking Evanescence.
Middle school phase that y'all had. But yeah, Hilary Duff is queen. She inspired. I mean, Selena Gomez said she inspired her, and to just become somebody who had, that was multi-talented, that had acting and music, and she had a clothing line, stuff by Hilary Duff. This is how much I know about.
I remember that.
Much.
Yeah,
and I had the stationery too. I actually
she had merch,
dude. I found some of my old stuff by Duff. Like Post-its.
Oh, wow.
I still have them. And I was like, I can't use these now. Like, these are artifacts.
They are. You can sell them for a lot of money.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know how I still have them. They were in a box in my drawer.
Wow.
My drawer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they survived all these moves
next time
too.
I'm over.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's one show we all agree on. Okay, even though have y'all gone back and watched any of it since it's on Disney Plus and stuff?
No.
I haven't.
Some things are better left in your memory, as they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go back, you're like, it just ruins it for you.
That's true.
Whereas it's like right now, it's just golden in my mind.
That's true. And they did try to do an updated Lizzie McGuire show, and it didn't. I mean, I'm glad she took a call, she took a risk, or didn't take the risk in putting it out. And she's like, this isn't authentic to what a 30-year-old experience would be. I guess they were trying to water it down and make it something that she didn't feel like was
kind of like Kitty.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what happened to a lot of the shows that they did try to bring back. They made it too Kitty. And it's like, okay, these shows are geared toward us because we're the ones who grew up watching the originals.
Right, we're
so
your
make
fan
it
base.
Enjoyable for us.
We want to see Lizzie McGuire have real problems. We want to see her have a one-night stand, okay?
Yes, right, exactly.
We want it authentic.
We're not in middle school no more.
Yeah, exactly.
But if she does go back on tour, we are going.
Oh,
100%.
definitely. I'm down.
Definitely. Let's do it.
That's all for this week's Yap.
If you had fun with us, please rate and review the podcast. It helps us out big time.
And follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, and Threads at Yap About It Pod. Until next time.